You are about to send one friend's contact to another. It feels helpful. One tap creates the introduction, and you get the social reward. But the person whose number just moved was never inside the decision. Many small boundary failures begin this way. Good intention attached to a choice that belonged partly to someone else. Intention explains why you acted. It does not settle whether the decision was yours. There is a hidden permission layer beneath ordinary social life. It appears whenever an action changes another person's access, time, information, space, property, audience, or agency. This is not a universal etiquette code. It is a four-question editorial check. What access am I changing? Who carries the impact? Can the affected person actually choose? And if this goes badly, can it be undone? Access, impact, permission, reversibility. Start with access. A phone number, a screenshot, a private story, an invitation link, a photo, a key, or a person's free evening can all sit within your reach. That does not make each one yours to distribute. Privacy research describes information flow as contextual. What matters is not only whether something is secret, but whether moving it fits the setting and its distribution norms. In one online vignette experiment about synchronizing contacts with Instagram, adding a deliberate privacy step changed disclosure choices. That is not a number for every friendship. It is a reminder that a tiny pause can reveal a decision we were about to make on someone else's behalf. Ask the owner of the access before opening the next door. Next, trace the impact. The person who starts an action often receives the immediate reward. You feel useful for making an introduction, spontaneous for adding a guest, generous for volunteering a colleague's time, honest for correcting someone in front of the group. But another person may inherit the follow-up, cost, exposure, awkward refusal, or repair. This does not make the initiator selfish. It means intention and burden are different questions. Before acting, name both sides. Who gets the benefit now? Who has to manage what happens next? If those are different people, slow down. Permission is more than a sentence with a question mark. Timing changes whether the answer is real. I brought Sam. That is okay, right? Is not the same choice as I would like to invite Sam. Does that work for you? Ask before money is spent, before the group is watching, before the message is forwarded, and before momentum becomes pressure. Research on unethical requests found that requesters underestimated their influence and the discomfort other people felt refusing. Those studies do not prove that every invitation is coercive. They do support one modest caution. The person asking may not be the best judge of how easy no feels. Make refusal practical, brief, and free of punishment. Then ask about reversibility. Some mistakes are cheap to correct. A chair can move. A meeting time can change. A borrowed object can be returned. Other actions create copies, witnesses, or obligations that cannot be recalled. A private story told to one person becomes a story known by two. A photo posted to a group can be saved before deletion. A public correction may leave a reputational mark after the facts are fixed. Apology can matter, but it is not an undo button. The less reversible the action, the earlier the affected person belongs in the decision. That is not fear, it is proportion. The same layer appears in help and advice. You see a problem, imagine a solution, and want to move. Sometimes immediate action is necessary. Emergencies, safeguarding duties, and imminent danger are not moments for a permission ritual. But when there is time, ask what kind of help the person wants. Research on goal support distinguishes acknowledging someone's perspective and choices from directing the person's behavior. It does not show that unsolicited help always harms. The practical boundary is smaller. Offer information, capacity, or company without quietly taking ownership of the next step. Help can open a route. The route still belongs to the person walking it. Permission does not make every mistake preventable, so repair matters too. You may have heard the rule, replace sorry with thank you. There is research showing that appreciation can improve recovery in some provider and customer service failures. Other work on apology components shows that acknowledgement of responsibility and an offer of repair can matter in trust violation scenarios. The scopes are different, and neither supports a universal swap. If you are late, thank you for waiting can recognize the other person's effort. I am sorry I was late. Here is how I will prevent a repeat. Keeps your responsibility visible. Gratitude can join accountability. It should not impersonate it. None of this means requesting formal consent for every harmless gesture. Established relationships develop shared norms. Some homes welcome drop-ins. Others need notice. Some teams freely edit one another's drafts. Others assign that role. Culture, disability, language, power, and safety change what a clear choice looks like. The goal is not social bureaucracy. It is better calibration. Use more coordination when the action changes sensitive information, public audience, meaningful cost, personal space, professional responsibility, or something difficult to undo. Use less when the stakes are small, the norm is genuinely shared, and correction remains easy. Before you share, fix, invite, borrow, volunteer, tag, or decide, run the 10-second audit. Access. What am I opening or passing onward? Impact. Who receives the benefit and who carries the downside? Permission. Can the affected person choose while no is still practical? Reversibility. If this lands badly, what can actually be restored? You will not always know the perfect answer. The audit is not a trust test and does not guarantee agreement. Its job is to expose the hidden participant before your action turns their choice into your assumption. Respect is not distance, hesitation, or perfect social performance. It is keeping people inside decisions that materially affect their access, context, attention, privacy, reputation, property, or agency. Good intentions still matter. So do warmth, help, humor, and spontaneity. They become more trustworthy when they leave room for another person's choice. Before you act for someone, ask the quieter question. Is this generous because I mean well, or because the person affected still gets to participate?